The modern landscape of human connection often witnesses a profound failure in communication, particularly regarding how men engage with women. The root cause of this failure is rarely a lack of physical attractiveness or financial resources. Instead, it stems from a fundamental absence of the emotional fortitude required to cultivate genuine resonance. Many individuals overthink their approach, speaking too little or too much without actually evoking any profound feeling. Communication, particularly in the realm of attraction, transcends mere auditory processing. Intuition plays a paramount role, allowing individuals to sense hesitation and insecurity long before any words are spoken. True attraction does not reside in rehearsed dialogue, but rather in the underlying energy of the interaction. A confident, unforced demeanor inherently naturally draws attention and sparks genuine emotion. The concept of the Stoic man introduces a paradigm shift in this dynamic. Such individuals do not actively pursue external validation or approval. They refrain from treating social interactions as an audition, choosing instead to remain authentically grounded. Questions are utilized not as performative tools to impress, but as strategic instruments to navigate the conversation toward uncharted depths. Understanding this principle eliminates the need to compete for attention. The individual naturally becomes the focal point by virtue of their unshakable presence. The first strategic inquiry focuses on the most attractive quality sought in a male partner. On the surface, this appears to be a simple conversational icebreaker. However, from an awakened, Stoic perspective, it serves as a profound analytical tool. The objective is not to seduce or appease, but to deconstruct the archetype of the desired partner. Through this deconstruction, the respondent's true nature begins to reveal itself. The answer to this question often extends beyond a mere list of ideal traits. It unconsciously exposes unhealed emotional wounds, unmet expectations, and past disappointments. An individual who has experienced irresponsibility will inherently prioritize stability. Someone who has faced betrayal will place paramount importance on loyalty. A history of emotional neglect translates into a profound craving for understanding. During this revelation, the optimal response is absolute, unwavering silence and observation. The purpose of listening is not to mold oneself into the described ideal, but to analyze and evaluate. The core assessment revolves around whether the sought-after qualities align with one's own inherent nature. If a natural alignment exists, a connection can organically develop. If there's a disconnect, the appropriate course of action is to move forward without argument or persuasion. A grounded individual does not alter their identity to match an external answer. The inquiry is a screening mechanism to determine if the person is worthy of an investment of time and energy. Attraction in this context is defined by sustainable compatibility of values rather than fleeting emotional intoxication. A common pitfall occurs when men immediately attempt to embody the desired traits, such as strength or humor. This performative reaction results in a loss of authentic identity. The individual becomes a mere shadow of someone else's expectations. In contrast, maintaining a non-reactive, evaluative stance preserves personal integrity. Not every source of emotional flutter possesses the depth required for a lasting partnership. Superficial or highly dramatic responses serve as clear indicators of incompatibility. When timed correctly, this question demands honesty, providing a clear vantage point for future decisions.
Self-worth is derived not from being chosen, but from the refusal to compromise one's identity to be kept. Following the initial assessment, the interaction transitions toward emotional depth. The second inquiry delves into what brings the greatest happiness during intimate moments with a trusted individual. While seemingly gentle, this question functions as an internal mirror. It reflects raw, unvarnished emotions that are rarely exposed to the external world. These are not fabricated interests designed to impress, but genuine vulnerabilities. The purpose is not to fill awkward silences or create a false sense of intimacy. It is a quest for profound understanding, backed by the strength to accept the truth, however unromantic it may be. The answer invites the listener into a highly personal realm, distinct from curated social media personas. It reveals a space where safety, silent understanding, and unspoken communication hold profound value. Effective navigation of this space requires absolute presence without the urge to interrupt or offer premature comfort. This level of attentive listening leaves a lasting emotional imprint, far deeper than any overt declaration of affection. Human connection relies heavily on the emotional residue left by an interaction. Individuals remember how someone made them feel long after specific words are forgotten. This genuine emotional resonance cannot be faked or memorized. It emanates from a state of internal tranquility that relinquishes the need to control outcomes. Timing is critical. Asking this question prematurely can trigger defensive mechanisms. It requires a pre-existing foundation of trust and a calm environment. Successfully navigating this depth integrates the listener into the emotional framework of the speaker. The individual becomes associated with the profound feeling of being deeply understood without feeling invaded. This establishes an irreplaceable foundation for true connection. With the emotional landscape mapped, the focus shifts to the bedrock of any lasting bond: core values. The third and fourth phases of inquiry center on what is most cherished in a relationship. Many shy away from this direct confrontation with reality due to a fear of incompatibility. There's a pervasive dread that the answer will reveal an unbridgeable gap between the two individuals. However, a grounded approach demands facing this reality head-on. The goal is to ascertain if the potential partner possesses the foundational strength required for a shared journey. Listening must extend beyond the auditory, encompassing observation of tone, body language, and underlying conviction. A demand for respect, delivered with a trembling voice, may indicate a history of profound disrespect. A stated desire for honesty, accompanied by evasive eye contact, could suggest internal conflicts regarding truthfulness. Conversely, a call for mutual growth, spoken with unwavering belief, signals a readiness for genuine partnership. This stage eliminates the need for guesswork. It provides clarity on whether a continued investment is desirable. When values align naturally, the connection solidifies without the need for forced effort or empty promises. A mutual understanding emerges effortlessly, signaling a worthwhile endeavor. In the absence of this alignment, the correct response is a peaceful departure without resentment. True strength lies in the recognition that not all attractions warrant preservation. A connection is only maintained when there's a shared directional gaze and mutual value system. Asking about cherished values must be done from a position of discerning selection, not a plea for inclusion. A shallow answer facilitates an early exit, preventing future entanglement in a dead-end relationship. A profound answer, however, paves the way for authentic connection. The focus must remain on uncovering reality rather than being swayed by superficial charm. Empty platitudes about love and sharing indicate a lack of deep self-reflection. In contrast, a demand for core respect and mutual evolution reveals a mature, battle-tested resilience. The assessment is binary. Either the values align or they do not. There is no room for behavioral modification to fit a desired mold. True resilience is the ability to walk away before losing oneself in an incompatible dynamic. The fifth inquiry probes the visceral, instinctive drivers of attraction. Asking what specifically drives someone crazy with attraction is a direct invitation to acknowledge unspoken desires. Despite societal conditioning and curated narratives, underlying instinctive responses remain potent. Individuals may consciously seek safety, but they are often unconsciously